This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 16, beginning at verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Verse 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Verse 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to Call Elohim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Racha, Kodash Brakatham. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, not more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwat and the Yakim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly this was edifying, or this will be edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad and the land of other nations appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you I say shalom. This is the brother Yahweh Sap out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. And I came across this article. A couple of scriptures popped in my mind through the Spirit. And Lord willing, this is edifying. It's just due to the fact that we coming into times where your faith is about to be tested. I was just listening on the radio. You had this host of this radio station, and I caught I guess the ass end of what she was speaking on, but she was talking about how 2022 is going to be such a great, wonderful year, and it made me laugh because through the Spirit, brothers is saying how 2022 is actually going to be a very trying year. It's not coincidence that they starting the year off with all these different mandates, where they got to take effect. And that's how you know that this shit going to get passed anyway, because you got judges that's supposed to be blocking and holding up Biden's mandate, but yet and still, though, they're talking about how it's supposed to take effect, by a certain date. So which one is it? And all this is semantics, what I mean, to let the people think they got a say-so, a voice or whatnot. But if you can't see that you don't have a say-so, that you don't have a voice, that you're not free like you believe you are, then yeah, the Lord truly has you blinded. And the worst thing about dealing with a situation is when you don't understand why you're going through what you're going through. Brothers are able to cope with why we catch the hell we catch. And brothers don't, like I was listening to the brother from Kansas City. He was speaking on it. He was like, you got to understand we're men as well. So, it isn't like men don't get weak or break down, or because we go through traumatic things as well. I mean, we go through everything that everyone else goes through. It's just, we have understanding of, well, I mean, we are suffering for the Lord. We're being punished for going off. You know what I mean? America was not a place for you to actually prosper in. Now don't get me wrong, men and women, some of our people do prosper here, but at what cost? You look at some of these celebrities that had fame and had money and they miserable. Look at like a Kanye West, for example. All that money, that man is a billionaire. That man is out of his motherfucking mind, though. You done laid and had all these kids with this whorish ass woman for her to go off and then just smear his name all in the, like at the end of the day, what talent do she have? Except for being, somewhat attractive. And looks fade. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bitch wound is, this is not about that. It's just, because I don't fuck with Kanye, fuck that demon, but at the same time, that just show you, like, if he is a man with status in his place and he's being shitted on, just the average Israelite man, yeah, he getting shitted on, completely harder. This is not your rest. Then they playing with the fact, talking about he homeless because she took the house. This man's a billionaire. This man ain't fucking homeless. But you probably got somebody that sympathize with that stupid ass shit. Like when they was talking about Meghan Markle and what was his name? What was that, Prince Harry, and how they basically didn't have a home because of whatever the fuck. So some goofy ass individual went to take the time to actually go give him a start a GoFundMe for them. as if like they're beaten or like they're like they hard pressed or that like they're really taking a beating. Like these people are basically like I forgot they said they had a deal to write a book just based on their marriage and all that, like 7-figure book. You know what I mean? And this goofy ass individual went and took the time to actually start a GoFundMe, and people with so much in the spirit they didn't get them shit. And rightfully so. Why would you break your neck to worry about some people that actually have wealth? This is how retarded these fucking people is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, case in point, you know what I mean? Basically, you wearing a mask, but I don't have a mask, but you worried about. And motherfucker told me that, oh, you ain't got no mask on. I'm like, you know how stupid you sound? If you got a rain jacket on, that's going to protect you from not getting wet. If I don't have a rain jacket on, what do it matter? I'm the one that's going to get wet. The fuck is you talking about? I don't know. That's just to show you how I know these people are laughing at us. But Salakia, the article goes into the fact that the times is coming. Times coming. We coming into times where people are about to be persecuted. And they setting the stage for that. You know what I mean? So this is out of Austria. It says hiring alert. Austria seeks hunters of the unvaccinated. Austria is the first European country to demand compulsory for all citizens. Now employees will be tasked with enforcing fines on those who refuse to acquire in the Austrian city of Linz. The recruitment drive comes just weeks before the European country implements a broad mandate. According to a job posting posted by the Austrian city of Linz, successful candidates will be issuing penalties, handling appeals, and taking action against people who fail to pay their fine for being. According to the opening line, the job will suit those who like working with legislation and administrative procedures. Employees will be paid monthly for their hard work with salaries starting at 3,126. I don't know what that is. Is it a week, a month, what? To be considered for the position, applicants must be Austrian nationals, have completed secondary education, be resilient and willing to work overtime, be free of criminal records, and last but not least, have a recovery certificate. Furthermore, competing for the position against males with equivalent qualifications, women will be given preferences. Women will be given preference. Linz, which has a population of 200,000 people, is notable for having the lowest rate in Austria. According to a website tracking the insurance of digital certificates in the country, only 63% of the city's population has got a complete dosage of the so far. In November, Vienna became the first city in the world to enforce a rigorous statewide lockdown for. See, I didn't know that. I remember it was the city that was talking about locking down those that didn't, like, couldn't prove that they actually participated. But, you know, they said that was the first city to do it as well, Vienna. Huh. Only to have expanded to including, so it went from just to people that didn't, like, deal with vaccine to now it included everybody. The curfew was lifted on December 12th, but unvaccinated Austrians were still barred from going on non-essential outings. Oh, that's just a taste of them literally paving the way for persecution. You know, and it's not a major persecution right now where you may lose your life, but nonetheless, like they're making for you to be able to maneuver through society much more difficult. That's a form of persecution. Like I said again, you ain't come to the persecution yet where you may lose your head or you may be incarcerated, but that's coming. You know, you got brothers were speaking on that, talking about the bill and legislation they trying to pass in New York, talking about basically those that choose not to partake are basically a danger to those that take or took. You know what I mean? So again, the whole world should be tried. It tells you that in the book of Revelations about the hour of temptation. The whole world will be tried, but those that will overcome those trials will be of the hopeful elect. That's why I'm going to bring that scripture back out again. That's why it says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Because only the purest gold goes through the hottest temperatures. So, that being said, I'm going to bring out these couple of scriptures I got. Because at the end of the day, it was foretold, persecution was gonna come, especially of the hopeful to the hopeful elect, those that believe. Because like I said again, you got people that don't want to partake in it. You got people talking about they took this but don't agree with being or the government forcing anybody to do anything. That's another example showing you're not free. But the believers, of course, it's been persecutions, since back in the time of Mashiach, and it's going to be it's been people that's been persecuted for their belief since the beginning. And at the end of the days, people are going to be persecuted for their belief, you know. But you shouldn't be ashamed at these things, It tells you in the scriptures that blessed are those that are persecuted for righteousness' sake. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. And you got them trying to stir that up now with how you got vocab and these different Edomites that's trying to link, the truth up with, Islam and trying to label us a hate group and label us, violent, so they can actually paint a narrative to, so they can actually come down with great wrath, Because at the moment, if they had anything that they could actually, charge to us, they would have been done it right now. Yeah. Verse 12, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Brother did a beautiful video about when you come to serve the Lord, you prepare thyself for temptation, roughly paraphrased, because you're going to suffer. Suffering is one of the things that comes with this. And persecution is another one. So if you're not expecting or ready for that, and you may not understand what you signed up for. You got brothers actually in the spirit of let's get this going. And Esau likes to, I've heard it termed pussyfooting. It's called gradualism though. He slowly implements things step by step. Because that's how you actually affect change and whatnot. When you dealing with a group and massive amounts of people, you know what I mean? And especially when it's like that, when they do major change like that, it's always gonna be those that's gonna actually buck up against the change, and they have tactics to deal with those people. That's why he did the whole census. That whole census, they question how many people in your household. And you're gonna start going. You're gonna have people popping up at your door to door to find out how many people in your household got the whole thing. Dealt with Vanessa. Because that's one thing Esau does. He keeps records of shit. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. So don't think this is, it's strange. It again, like the book of Revelation said, our temptation. The whole earth shall be put in a position. We're all going to be put in a position. What are you going to do? Are you going to choose to partake? Or are you going to choose to stand and keep your integrity? And that's more so for those that's in the truth, because most people that's Babylonians and Americans, they don't have integrity. Job kept his integrity because no matter what the Most High put him through, he never cursed the Most High. He might have, got real low in the spirit and wanted to die and all that, but he never cursed the Most High. And that was a form of him keeping his integrity. But most of these people don't have no integrity. They don't stand for nothing. That's why you got times going on now where they robbing old people and robbing women, pregnant women at that. people really don't have an inkling of how bad this is gonna get. So I found it funny again that this bro was sitting up there talking about it's gonna be a good year. And little does she know that that's how you know. And there's just some people that just goofy like that. This would be the type of person that'll sit up there and think it's okay for a homosexual to be a homosexual. Oh yeah, that's how God made them. And they'll be one of the main people that sit up there and want to talk about they know the Most High God and they got a relationship with him. No, you don't. Because if you actually had a relationship with the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you would know his name first and foremost, and you would know what he likes and what he dislikes. And homosexuality is a thing that the Most High actually, you cannot stand. It's abominable. It's a fire in his nose. You ever heard them scriptures? Imagine that. That's indignation. He's angry. And you can see it, like I say, like my brothers was just speaking on that. I did a video, they talk about it was like 90 earthquakes in Oregon area in like one day. They're just like we said, with all these storms, the Lord sent like 30 fucking hurricanes. If you don't think the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua is upset and wroth with this place, then yeah, you really, really delusional. Verse 13, but rejoice as much as ye are partakers of Mashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Because again, if you getting persecuted, anybody can suffer as an evildoer. But if you suffer, that's why when you go in the book of Acts, when basically the apostles was beaten because they told them not to teach in that name anymore, and they said basically we ought to obey the Most High, not man. And they beat them, and they rejoiced in the fact that they was able to suffer for the name of the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because it's one thing I said to suffer for being a wicked ass nigga, but it's another thing to be suffering, righteously. That's and also, I just come to the realization, because it's in the scriptures, like the Most High takes pleasure in when you don't complain about it. What could we really complain about anyway when you understand that everything you're going through is judgment? The book of Micah talks about it in chapter 7. It talks about I shall suffer the indignation of the Most High because I've sinned against him. And all you could do is sit there and accept it and take it until he plead my cause, until the Most High choose to deem to take that suffering off of you. So with all that being said, at the end of the day, persecution is coming. I pray that the Most High keep all sincere men's faith. Mine as well, Because like I say, we about to come into some trying times. And like I said, to be a disciple is to be disciplined. Just being disciplined alone is a sacrifice because you're not partaking in all the pleasures of this world. Discipline, that's just like a person that's really on their physique. Like they don't even eat everything. That's a form of discipline. But with that being said, we like I said, 2020 is gonna be a hell of a year. I pray the Lord visit that goofy ass woman and sit up there and made that stupid ass statement. Oh, it's gonna be a great year. Yeah, it is. A great year of suffering. Like if you can't see that right here for real, the Lord got you very, very blinded, and that's a scary thing. That's a scary thing. Type of goofy. But you see it every day. You got people trying to get married right now. People trying to have families. You know what I mean? If you were spiritually inclined, you wouldn't be trying to have no fucking kids right now. One thing is one thing. Like sometimes mistakes happen, but like right now, you can't even afford for too many mistakes to be happening. I just reading how our county jail, basically our governor, DeWine, is sending National Guards to the county jail because they understaffed. And that's like a lot of people ain't looking at it, but that's a form of like martial law. So with that being said, 2022 it will be an amazing year. Just not in the way that that woman thought. So if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, similar Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, to the statutes, and to the commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. With that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam La Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rachak with this book of thumb. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akwath and the Yakim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly this was edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, with whom subscribe to this truth. To you I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom. Mawaf labubal, shalom.